Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here, Friday, July 14th. It's late, it's about 11:45. I was not planning on working tonight. I actually had plans with some buddies, and we kind of wrapped it up a little bit early because somebody had not really an emergency, but something came up and they had to step out a little bit earlier than usual. So our group kind of disbanded earlier than normal, and much to I think what my wife would prefer, that I just come home and get a good night's sleep. You guys know me, I'm a little bit of a workaholic, so here I am. And you know what, even if I just get the ending bar scene, I get 3 hours riding, it's 3 hours riding. I got gum in my mouth because I kind of got I don't know, junk food breath. So but I just wanted to talk about something real briefly, and I do have edited video from Thursday that I have to post. I will get to that hopefully tonight. If I have a quiet moment or two in between rides, I will splice them together and get them uploaded. But look, I appreciate everybody that's leaving me comments and messages and, you know, just giving me support, positive energy. You guys are the people that I'm doing this for. I hope, and I really do mean this, I hope out there are Uber drivers in Maryland. Baltimore is kind of, you know, that's my home away from home. I'm really a Bostonian, guys, but most of you guys know that. But I've been down here in Baltimore forever. My wife is from here. Obviously, my kids were born here. Our home is here. You know, this is home. So while I may be a Patriots fan, and I know some of you guys are rolling your eyes on that one, you know, I'm a fan. I'm loyal. I've been a Patriots fan since the 80s when I was a kid, and the Patriots stunk. Anybody remember a guy named Drew Bledsoe? That's all I need to say. You know, before Belichick, before Brady, before all the insanity, when the Patriots were in their tough times. But that's what you do. You stick with your team, you hang with them, you're loyal, and then, you know, eventually everybody comes around. But the goal of these videos is to shorten that curve for us, to not let us all fall into that trap of, you know, that, what is it they say, the famous expression, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for any of us. And if these videos are my impromptu, casual way of tutorialing and helping all of us get better, maybe through my own mistakes, or maybe through things I discover on my own, or whatever, then so be it. The goal is to bring all of us up, not to bring anybody down. So with that in mind, let's talk technology for a minute, because I haven't really touched on it enough. I have gotten a lot of comments from people about my setup, and it's important that I speak to it. Go to Walmart, go to Target, go to one of those kind of places, get yourself a really good suction mount phone holder, okay? Get yourself a good suction mount camera holder for your camera. Get yourself some zip ties. Get some of those little peel, sticky back, you know, holder, like little hook thingies that you can run zip ties through. I don't know what they call them. They sell them at Home Depot and Walmart and all those places that you like, they're peeled, you stick them on something, and then they got little slots where you can run a zip tie through. Zip tie your wires out of the way. You know, make sure everything is nice and neat so that when people get in your car, it's not like a forest of wires. Make sure your phone is in a safe place. Not safe to get stolen, safe where it doesn't impede your visibility. And believe it or not, guys, my phone is mounted, I'm not going to say directly below my rear view mirror, but my rear view mirror is like right here next to my phone holder. My phone is not over on the left side by my side mirror. And the reason for that is, when you're driving, I can see out of my front windshield. Okay? Yeah, my phone takes up a spot that's about, you know, 4 inches wide. Okay? But I can see to the left of it, I can see to the right of it. And if I move my head, I can clearly see anything around. I already have an A-pillar, you know, that left thing that goes up to the roof where your side mirror is connected to by your door. So I already have an obstruction blocking the view of the left side of my vehicle in between my front windshield and my driver's side window. If I go and stick my phone there, now that obstruction is twice as wide or more. Let's be safe, guys. Please get a suction cup holder. Mount your phone in a way that it's easy to get to. You can touch it quickly from the steering wheel. Please don't drive holding your phone in your lap. Please don't look down. Don't ever look your head down at your lap while you're driving. That is a recipe for disaster. You know, it's bad enough in our line of work when we drift. And drifting is a driving term where your wheels cross the line from one lane to the next. We drift to the left or the right. Now on a multi-lane road like 83, which is what I'm on right now, you're drifting into another lane that's going the same direction as you, but if there's a car there and you don't realize you're drifting, that's bad. But if you're drifting on a two-way road in the city and there's oncoming traffic, that's really bad. So drifting is deadly to us and our passengers, and we need to avoid it. And the best way to do that, guys, put your phone on a holder, plug it in. The only thing you need when you got a passenger in the car is directions. So you got the screen that's showing you turn left, turn right, whatever. Get yourself an earpiece, plug it into the microphone ear jack on your phone so that on top of reading the screen, you can hear in your earpiece, 500 feet, turn left. That way, just in case your eyes are on the road and not on the screen, you still are getting those audible directions, and your passengers don't have to listen to the nav system. They can listen to your stereo and listen to their phones and do all that other stuff without hearing the directionals coming from the navigation system. Sorry guys, I'm on 83, it's kind of bumpy. But it's very important. I'm turning my light off for a second because the light bulb gets hot in that overhead light. It's very important that you guys do that, because safety is the number one game here, guys. It doesn't matter if you're giving out snacks, drinks, 4-course meals with steak and filet mignon while passengers are in your car. If they don't get where they're going safely, and safely is subjective, guys. It's subjective to how they feel when they get out of your car. But if they don't feel like they had a safe ride, guess what? They're not going to give you a good rating. They're just not. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on so you guys can see me. I'm a Boston driver. I grew up in Boston. I learned to drive in the winter in a little town, a little city called Lynn, Massachusetts. On a snowstorm day, a state trooper took me out on the road and said, "If you want to drive, boy, let's go do this." And I took my driver's test in the snow on a snowy day. I went to college in the city of Boston. Drove to school every day because I did not live on dorms. I did not live in the city. I commuted every day. Driving in the city comes second nature to me. Driving in highly congested areas comes second nature to me. But if it doesn't, if it's something you need to get better at, the best way to get better at it is by eliminating distractions. So you can focus on what's important, the road. So that's my public safety announcement for the day. I don't know how many people I see driving, looking down at their phones, distracted by their phones, lane drifting in and out of their lane because they don't know where the hell they're going. They're not sure where the turn is. Coasting at 20 miles an hour down a main road while you're trying to find the turn is not safe. It's not safe for you. It's not safe for anybody. If you don't know where you're going, pull over, look at the map for a second, and then go. And you know what? Ask your passenger. More than not, they know where they're going. 9 times out of 10, they know where they're going. So if you get close to their neighborhood and you say, "Look, I'm not familiar with this neighborhood. I haven't been here too many times before. Can you please just help me so I don't miss the turns and let me know when your street's coming up?" Guess what? They will love that. And they will most definitely help you. I'm sorry, some dude just literally ran a red light right into traffic. Crackhead. Sorry. That's not nice, but that's the truth. If you don't know where you're going, just ask. Say, hey, it's dark. I can't see the house numbers very well. Can you just let me know which house is yours so I don't miss your spot? They'll help you. They would appreciate that because they don't want to have to waste the time circling back or walking. So, or say, let me know, where's there a safe spot to let you out? They might just say, hey, you know what? Right here at the intersection is great at the crosswalk. You don't even need to turn down my street. I'll walk 5 doors down. That's fine. It shortens your trip. It shortens their time in your car. Everybody gets where they're going safely, and they appreciate you for doing it. So this is my public service announcement message. I know it's kind of a little preachy, and I apologize. I am very passionate about stuff like this because I think safety first is kind of the rule of thumb when we're doing what we're doing. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. It's a long video. It's 10 minutes. And I'm sorry for that, but I got to get it out there because if we can't be safe, we can't be good. Later, guys. Guys, it is Mike here from Baltimore Rides. It is now Saturday early in the morning, July 15th, but this is a Friday night kind of wrap-up video that I'm going to do for you guys. As you know, I came in the city late. I had a thing that I went to with some friends, so I didn't even really get started till about midnight. Got in the city, there was surge, there was boost. It was just, the map was red, that's all I'm going to say. So you guys know how that works. You have to strike while the iron's hot. And I did. I got a handful of jobs. I have not looked at how many rides I delivered specifically, but it's not more than maybe 10, if that. And $75, well, $70, and then $9 in tips in, let's call it 3 hours. I mean, I guess that's kind of a rough number. I did 2 Uber Eats tonight. So I've had Uber Eats turned on since my pizza boxes showed up, or my pizza bag, that insulated pizza bag doohickey. Since that thing showed up on, what was it, Thursday, I guess it showed up in the mail. So, obviously I had a grocery bag that was insulated, the kind you can buy at like Safeway and Shoppers, which works fine for tall standing stuff, but I definitely wanted to have the insulated pizza box. And I knew that was going to be an important thing because I knew pizza was going to be, probably my primary delivery food. And so I've had Uber Eats turned on for a couple nights now, but I'm not going to lie with you guys. It's a hot mess. It is a hot mess. I've probably attempted 6 or 7 Uber Eats, and they've either been, I got to the restaurant and it was already canceled. I got to the restaurant and somebody else had already picked it up. It's just a mess. I think the system is definitely not as fine-tuned as the traditional Uber passenger system is. And I don't know necessarily that's software, organizational. I have no idea where the breakdown came through, but it's a disaster. But I successfully delivered a single Uber Eats delivery tonight. Now this is, don't quote me on this, but these are round numbers. I was like 3 minutes out from the restaurant, so I swung the corner, made a quick U-turn, pulled up to this pizza shop, was in there for all of maybe 2 minutes while they pulled the order, went out and accepted, and then next thing you know, actually hang on a second, let me see. Okay, sorry about that. There's a guy pulled over on the side of the road with his engine hood up, and it's 3 in the morning. I don't care whether you look like, you're rough or not. If you're broke down on the side of the road, I'm gonna stop and see if you're okay. And he said he was okay. He was just having engine trouble with his coolant. So he was waiting for somebody to get back with a jug of engine coolant to top him off. I mean, there was nothing I could do. I don't have any tools in the new car, but just, it doesn't hurt to ask. So that's kind of where you stand. One delivery. I was trying to give you guys numbers. Let me get back to where I started on my story. Sorry about that. So picked up the delivery, maybe 5-7 minutes tops between driving to the food place, getting in there, getting the food, getting back in my car. was a, I don't know, 7-8 minute drive to where the person lived, right at Patterson Park. I pull up and start clicking buttons to to get out of my car, unhooking my earpiece, etc. And the dude walks out of his house, walks across the street, and comes over and gets the pizza right through the window of the car, which was great. No cash tip. I expected as much. I think electronic tipping will be beautiful when they finally turn that shit on. But, completed delivery, drove off, $9 for what I would call maybe 15 minutes. I mean, that's good math for me. I'm not going to complain about that for a pizza box. And there's no, how do I want to say this politely? But, okay, I'm not going to see a lot of Uber Eats. I already know that based on the volume of Uber Eats that I've gotten just in, Thursday, Friday, and now Saturday. I think I'm going to see maybe tops one every 2 hours, one an hour. And if the odds are what they seem to be, maybe one out of every 4 is actually going to be successful, because it just seems like a buggy system right now, but especially at 2 in the morning when I've been doing them. So, we'll just wait and see what happens. But it's $8 that I would not have had if I didn't have Uber Eats turned on. Now, it's going to take probably 2 more rides before this pizza bag that I ordered off eBay gets paid off. And then at that point, it's just revenue stream. It's just extra money coming in the bank. Just like any other Uber, point A to point B trip type deal. So that's my thought on Uber Eats. $70 plus a couple bucks in tips for what I'll call a healthy 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours of running the vehicle. That's not bad math. I'll take that. I'll take that easy. The city was jumping. If I didn't have plans, I probably would have made 200, 250 easy tonight, just based on the amount of business I did just in the past few minutes. So, that's what you got to do. Sometimes you need to unplug and you need to see friends, you need to see family. Quality of life is important. So, just know that balance has to be there. And I don't see my friends often in like a whole night out kind of way, but we get together once a month or so and do kind of like a guys' night out thing. And that was what this was tonight. So, it's definitely one of those things you've got to do. You got to recharge your batteries. You got to spend time with your spouse. You got to spend time with your kids. You got to do that stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to be a robot. You're going to be, emotionless when it comes time to being good and taking care of your customers. I also, now that you mention it, or now that I think about it, I also got a text message this morning at 9 a.m. from a customer of mine who I'd given my card out to, saying, are you going to be available at 10 a.m. to give me a ride? And unfortunately, I had a meeting I had to go to this morning, so I was not. But 2 lessons learned here, and I'm going to get on 83, so I'm actually kind of holding my phone mount so it doesn't vibrate as much as it does on 83. 2 lessons learned are, 1, I need to be more explicit with people that I'm a night driver. And 2, I might even put hours on my new card design if I can. Not that they're not flexible, but I might even just put like 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. or something goofy, kind of generic hours to give them, some suggested time frames. Now, if somebody said to me, hey, I need to go to DC at 11 a.m., can you do it? I would probably do the math and figure that out if I could. But it all just depends on what's going on. But it's a strong signal that, hey, if you build it, they will come. If you put your card out there and you talk to enough people and you play the numbers game, because that's all this is that we do, is a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more chances you're going to have of somebody reaching out to you and saying, can you do this for me? So I've now had a couple of those success stories, and I think with volume that will come. I've driven something like 1,100 people now since May 4th, May 5th, whatever I started. Let's call it 2 months and a couple weeks. So 1,000 people in 2 months, that's going to be, whatever that math is, 6,000 people a year or something like that. I mean, you keep connecting with people on those numbers levels, you're going to start to get repeat and referral business, especially now that I start to run into people in the same neighborhoods. I start to see the same people on a weekly basis, or bi-weekly basis maybe, just depending upon the frequency with which they see me or I go, I get their ride. But now that there's regulars, now that there's people I see randomly, but they're regular, and now that there's people that are actually reaching out and requesting me, that's how we weatherproof this. I've just got to get some more referrals. That's the trickier one. And I got to work on my sales pitch on that. I'm not going to lie. But, practice makes perfect. So I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I'm rambling because it's late and I'm tired. And I will get both of these videos, tonight's and last night's, posted. And I will see you guys back at it tomorrow. Everybody have a great night.